Albert allows you to measure the carbon footprint of your production. It's easy and can help you plan to make a difference. Get online, sign in, and we're ready to start. From the home screen, you'll find existing footprints that you're still working on in the Active tab, and in the Completed tab, you'll find those which have been submitted in the last 6 months. If you manage lots of footprints and want to search for a particular one, or if you want to see footprints from longer than 6 months ago, you can do so here and here. To create a footprint for a new production, click New. As well as naming your production and providing some basic information like start date, you'll also need to enter information that will help us better understand your impact, like genre, runtime, and budget. Specific information is never shared with anyone other than your funder, but if you still like to keep some things private, just put a 0 in the box. You should predict the environmental impact of your production, an essential component in achieving a carbon reduction in pre-production. This will allow you to understand your impact and prioritise your green actions based on your findings. Before filming begins, the prediction must be confirmed by your company's Albert reviewer. When this happens, all the data entered into the prediction is copied into the final footprint for you to amend and add to as you obtain more accurate information. You can also skip the prediction step and hop straight to the final footprint. This is the bit most commonly requested by funders. The final footprint is submitted when filming is complete. Like the predicted footprint, it must be checked by your company's reviewer, but in addition, the final footprint is also checked by external auditors. The footprint status will inform you which stage your footprint is at, and automated emails sent to you and your company's reviewer will guide you throughout. You may also find it helpful to use the comments box to make notes about the information you've entered. Comment boxes are also where your footprint reviewer and independent auditor make notes. These are especially important to check if your footprint gets rejected for any reason. Using only the in-browser navigation, not the back button, make your way through Albert's 8 sections. Please do not have multiple instances of Albert open in different tabs, as this can cause data errors. You can save and return to your data at any time. If there's a question you're not sure about, if you find one element particularly time-consuming or difficult, or if you want to confirm we have the correct contact information for your company and its Albert reviewers, contact support. We'd love to help you. When completing a production carbon footprint, you'll begin at the Spaces tab. Here, record all the spaces, office, studios, locations and workshops that will be used across the production period. You can enter as many as you like. First, select the type of space that you're recording, give it a name, and then tell us how you will measure. For all of the spaces and many of the other questions throughout the tool, you have a number of options for tracking your impact. Primary data, like meter readings, will give you a more accurate footprint. When benchmarks and estimates are the only option, please understand that this reduces the accuracy of your footprint. For the Spaces tab, you can measure either by entering a meter reading, choosing a specific benchmark, such as an office at the BBC or Pinewood Studios, or by choosing a standardised benchmark. Individual data lines can be deleted and amended at any time. In the Travel section, you should record the transportation of people and equipment that is paid for by the production, everything from couriers to helicopters. You may find it easier to enter financial data rather than distance travelled, but when doing so, make sure you only include the cost of travel, excluding costs such as vehicle rental, for example. For both the travel or accommodation section, it may be appropriate to take a sample block or month and multiply this to cover the whole of the production, especially if your production covers many months or the production schedule changes little from week to week. This will reduce the accuracy of your footprint, but can save you time. In the fuel section, you must record the amount of diesel, petrol and other fuels that have been consumed across the production. These should be recorded in gallons or litres, or for commonly used fuels like petrol, it's also possible to enter total spend. The materials and disposal sections allow you to capture the materials you've used during the production and the waste disposed of. You can measure by specifying the size of container used, 8, 10 or 40 yards for example. You must also classify the type of waste you're disposing of and how you're going to get rid of it. For overnight accommodation, we're looking for heads-on beds across the whole production, making sure you select the type of accommodation too. If your crew are sleeping in hammocks in the jungle or their accommodation is powered by the location generators, then leave these out of your calculations. Post-production captures the total amount of edit days spent in bespoke edit suites, not desktop editing. If it is helpful to split out the types of days into ingest, grade, online, etc., then please do so, or just enter the total if you'd prefer. Once you've completed your footprint, you'll be able to see the results in the production overview page. Here you'll find key information like carbon footprint per hour, and details on the size and components of your impact. You can compare your production to others in the industry by heading to the home screen and selecting Production Dashboard. Here you can compare productions to others you've completed in the past, or benchmarks for your company or production method. On the Overview dashboard, you'll be able to compare industry averages from the last 12 months. Your data will never be shared with anyone outside your production company, but will contribute to industry figures to help us build a better picture of the state of the industry and help develop the tools so that we can bring the environmental impact of our industry into check.